These are by far the best funnels that I have ever used to scale life insurance agents beyond triple digit recruiting. Let me just give you the best of the best gems here, so that way you can take it and implement it for your own business. So first thing I want to cover here is this is really what I've learned, like I said, after spending over $2.1 million on ad spend for recruiting. Recruiting is not just about leads, guys. It's not just about generating you lead flow, right? It's really about getting people to stick and getting people to retain. Okay, so if you're asking for, let's just say you want to get to 20 recruits a month, that's a very motivating number, but if your operations cannot handle that, you're not going to be able to retain any of them. Okay, I'll get to that later on as well. If you pick the wrong method, you're going to waste a lot of time, a lot of money, and your overall brand, your business, your agency is just going to have a reputation for being very desperate, which is not a good thing. Okay, by choosing the right funnel, the right method, it is going to build leverage, authority, and predictability in your business. Most of you watching this do not have a predictable way to determine how many recruits you're going to be averaging next month or the month after that. It's more of like you're crossing your fingers and you're hoping that you'll get maybe 5 directs next month, right? Advertising solves that entirely. That's why I love advertising, because we can predict with numbers what we are going to close for the next week based off of data. Okay, more on that later. So I'm going to jump straight into the ones that I just genuinely think are a waste of time. They work, but it's just going to waste your time. It's very manual, and I do not recommend you do any of these. So the first one is cold DMs, right? You're sending 150 DMs a day. You're maxing out. You're getting banned on LinkedIn and Instagram. You're coming off as desperate to people that don't really care about your opportunity. That's why you have low show rates. That's why it takes forever to convert somebody. And you're basically sending 150 messages. Maybe you get 10 positive replies. Maybe you get 1 booked call or 3 booked calls. And then maybe you have 1 show. And then maybe you close 1. That is awful. That is just very low momentum. It takes too much time. You cannot scale that. Okay, we need to get you out of that immediately. If you're putting in reps as a beginner agent to do this, that's fine. But when you start to scale beyond 10K, 20K, 30K a month, this has got to go, okay? Craigslist and jobs boards, okay? 99% of these people are going to be unqualified, because if we really think about it, you're going to attract people that are thinking like 9-to-5 workers. They don't have the right mentality, and you're on the wrong platform for attracting the kind of people that you want. You want entrepreneurial-minded people. You want people that understand this is 100% commission-based, okay? And you want to make sure that these people are driven and they're hungry, right? Craigslist and job boards, there are people looking for jobs, not entrepreneurial activities or opportunities, okay? So you're going to have a very high churn, and usually with people that do this, you have very low show rates, very low quality candidates, okay? Random networking. Now, this one works, don't get me wrong. You can definitely like make things happen with networking and in-person events. The only thing is it takes your in-person time. And over time, as you're scaling, you're making more money, this is no longer going to work. You really want to separate yourself as the CEO of your business to where you don't have to tie your time to going somewhere where you have to get recruits. You don't want to do that, okay? Big business owners rely on systems and predictability where there's inbound traffic coming in, so that always you don't have to worry about tying your time to things like going to in-person events, and you can start focusing on leadership. You can start focusing on more sales. You're buying back your time. That's the only problem I have with random networking. Referrals only, this is what I see like newer agents doing, or I mean, even some agents that have been in the game for like, 10 plus years, they're only relying on referrals, and that is just a very unpredictable business. In fact, that's really not a business when you're just relying solely on referrals. It's just not. You don't have your own lead list, and it's unpredictable as heck, okay? Now, the ones that do work better than these ones, from my experience, but they're not scalable, is organic social media. Okay, organic social media is basically like posting social media content. This could be like you're posting graphic designs, you're posting maybe some videos, maybe you're posting some high quality content, maybe you have your own editor, whatever it is. The only problem with that is that it's only going to attract people that are within your warm market, meaning people that are following you. And it's very hard, especially on Instagram, to go viral nowadays. If you're on TikTok, TikTok's really easy to go viral. I highly recommend that you do organic on there. But again, you're kind of crossing your fingers and hoping that you go viral, and it's just really not efficient for that. And it does take time from you or from whoever's posting on your account. And it does take effort because you got to film content, so it's not predictable. Again, okay. Stories and content. This one's really good. So let's just say you do have a team, a downline right now, and your downline's crushing it, and you have like a Telegram group chat where you guys are all talking about, hey, I just closed X dollars. Hey, I just closed this last week. Hey, I just closed another deal. Taking a screenshot of those and putting them on your stories on like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Really solid for people that are viewing your stories. This is not really going to work though if you don't have a lot of traction on your social media and there's really no like cold people that are like viewing your account. You can definitely close people like this, hands down. But like I said, not really predictable. You can't really predict volume from this. Okay. LinkedIn prospecting. This one works because you can reach out to people on LinkedIn that are, you can target them by like corporate jobs or, military members. And the only thing with this is, you can hire a VA for like $5 an hour and just like, send tons of messages and blasts. But this one is like, you cannot scale it. Like it's maxed out. And I do notice too that when you're doing LinkedIn prospecting, you're basically doing cold outreach to people that may or may not give a crap about your opportunity because you're having to go to them. Again, there's a whole nother energy when you're having to go to somebody versus somebody coming to you. So not scalable, but you can get some good quality from LinkedIn. Facebook groups, same exact thing. I would literally categorize this the same thing as like LinkedIn prospecting. It's kind of similar. Does work, again, just not scalable. All right. Now, what is actually going to work, and this is what I use to scale myself, this is what I use to scale all of the agents in the program, by far the best, paid Facebook ads when you do this correctly. If you do this incorrectly, let me tell you right now, you're going to waste a lot of money. So, yeah, when you do this right, it will work for you like magic, okay? You are going to get really solid cost per qualified recruits, and it's very scalable, especially when you're tracking your data. You're tracking your ad spend. You're tracking how many leads you're getting daily. You're tracking how many qualified leads from those leads you're getting daily. Okay, if you're not tracking, you're kind of like walking into an alley blindfolded in the pitch black darkness. Like you cannot see where you're going. But paid Facebook ads are so incredible because you can reach thousands of people literally within minutes and thousands of people that are within the market that you're looking for. Okay, so my favorite funnel to run is the direct message funnel to an authoritative social media profile. You definitely do not want to run a DM funnel. Basically what that means is that you're sending potential leads to your Instagram or Facebook DMs. And what they can do is they can go look at your Facebook or Instagram. You don't want to do this if you have a crappy profile picture. You don't want to do this if you don't have an optimized bio. You don't want to do this if you have 0 followers. Like you want to make sure that you look credible. By the way, if you want a free training on that, you can just click the link down below and I'll send you over a free training on how to optimize your bio. And also my company does help with that. So if you're interested in our help with that, all you have to do is, again, click the link down below and you can book in a free call with my team and we'll show you exactly how this works. But aside from that, what you really want to do is make sure you have a solid bio, right? Make sure you're talking directly to your target audience. Make sure you have a call to action. Make sure you have your Calendly, if you're using Calendly or some type of appointment software, inside of your link so people can easily click that, and make sure there's qualifying questions in there to weed out any broke people or people that are just not a good fit for your downline. Okay. Same thing, again, paid Facebook ads, paid Instagram ads, same exact thing. But we like to target like, working moms, corporate professionals, young motivated recruits, maybe some of that are prior athletic backgrounds. These are going to make for great recruits that will scale when you have the right messaging. Okay. But DM funnels, guys, are really good because you can build trust with people back and forth in the DMs. You can actually qualify the people that are reaching out to you as well, because you can easily click on their Instagram or Facebook account. You can look at their profile picture. You can look at their content. You can kind of see what kind of people they are. And that gives you a good feeling as a recruiter who you're talking to and if this person's even worth your time, which is very, very optimal. Okay, on top of that, you don't really necessarily have to call people to get them on board. They're reaching out to you on the DM, so they're coming to you for the opportunity, and you can send a sequence of messages to get that person to show up to your Zoom call, which is really, really optimal. On top of that, with the appointment setting processes, guys, it's very delegatable. There's literally AI that can take over the entire DM process for you. It sounds like a little human, and it will talk back and forth with these leads and get them showing up to your call. That's the power of AI. And if you're not leveraging that and you're only doing things yourself, you're gonna get blown out of the competition. But I love DM funnels. I recommend you try them out. I really, really recommend you try them out. I'm telling you right now, it's a game changer. This is what I'm using for my agents right now. Okay. Now, guys, this is why you will fail with paid ads. If you're an agent watching this and maybe you've never ran ads or you've ran ads and it freaking was a disaster, these are some things that I've noticed over the years of me helping agents scale is, number one, wrong mindset. A lot of agents, they think of ads like a vending machine. Vending machine mentality is what I call it. Like, what is a vending machine? It's basically where you put $1 into a machine, you click some buttons, and that button is going to lead you to getting some M&Ms or some chips or whatever. And then predictably, you're going to get exactly what you got out of it from the dollar that you inputted into the machine. Advertising does not work that way. Okay. A lot of agents that are newer to this, or they don't have the right mindset coming into advertising, think that, oh, if I put 10K a month in ads or whatever, I'll make 40,000 back. It doesn't work that way. There's so many factors in place when running ads. You have to make sure that you understand that you're betting on yourself as well. When you have daily spend going, you have to be coachable. If you hire a coach like me, you got to listen to everything we tell you to do. Or if you're doing it by yourself, I recommend that you incorporate some type of tracking in place. Now, if you're like, Dylan, what the heck is tracking? Tracking is essentially where you have a data dashboard where you can monitor your ad spend, how many leads you're getting daily, what ad brought those leads, okay, how many quality leads you're getting, okay, so you need some type of opportunities board to manage all of your leads in one place, track all the amount of disqualified leads that your ad is bringing, because we need to get an overall quality percentage from the amount of leads that are being generated every single day, okay. On top of that, you need to be able to track how many booked calls that you've generated within the past 7 days or daily, and what's your show rate. Out of the 10 people that you booked this week, how many actually showed up? That's going to give you your your show rate. Your show rate. Very important that you're tracking that. On top of that, your close rate. Out of the leads that showed up, how many closed? Okay? If you're not tracking, guys, there's no way to tell what the actual problem is in your business. Okay? A lot of people, they come to me when they first meet with me, and I'm like, cool, what's your close rate? And they're like, I think it's like a 60. I'm like, what do you mean you think? Like generate me your past 10 appointments. How many did you close from that? I'm like, dude, like, if you have a really low close rate, you're probably not going deep enough on objections. If you have a low booking rate, it's probably because you have an appointment setting process somewhere, or your script is not converting. There's probably a bottleneck, and you'll never be able to know what the problem is in your business because you're not looking at it like a system and you're not tracking anything. So you're basically in the dark. Okay? Which leads me to point number 2, which I practically just covered right now. You're not tracking literally anything in your business. Okay? So track stuff, guys. Otherwise, you're going to be left in the dark. Okay, the other way I kind of like to frame this is like if let's just say you're opting into a fitness program and you tell your fitness coach that you want a 6-pack, and your coach gives you a diet plan and he says, cool, you need to eat all this food and you need to have a weight deficit of X, Y, and Z. You got to track your calories, you got to track your macros, da-da-da-da-da. A month goes by and you still don't have a 6-pack, and you go back to your coach and you say, I ate everything you told me to eat and I still don't have a 6-pack. You know what your fitness coach is going to say? He's going to say, show me your chart with all your macros that were tracked. How can I help you if I don't know if you're not tracking your own diet? I can't tell you. I have no clue that you're telling me the truth that you actually ate the right food, right? It's the same thing in marketing. It's the same thing in scaling your company. You better know your numbers better than you know your freaking social security number. That's serious. Okay? The next thing, oh my gosh, this one's big. Okay? Confusing attention with conversion. Okay? It's all fine and dandy if you're generating 200 leads a month, but that means literally nothing if nobody's showing up to your call. Okay? And this is where, the average person that's never ran ads, they get so excited over lead volume, but that doesn't mean anything. It does not mean anything. I'd rather pay more for leads and get less volume, but have a higher quality show up to my actual appointment. Okay? So if you're generating your own leads, but you have like an awful show rate, like a 20% show rate or a 30% show rate, meaning only 3 out of 10 people are actually showing up to the calls, there's a very big problem in your business in regards to getting people to actually find their Zoom link and show up. Okay, so it's not like what many agency owners will do is like they go to generate more leads thinking that's going to solve the problem. That is not going to solve your problem. You're fixing the wrong part of your business. You got to know how to identify the bottlenecks and know which lever to pull, so that way we solve the real root problem and not just generate more leads. Okay, so again, very important you understand this. Another thing, you're too slow. What do I mean by this? Okay, some agents have genuinely never done inbound to where they understand a concept called speed to lead. Speed to lead. What does that mean? That means you got to get to your leads very quickly. Now, I don't care if it's you doing it. I don't care if it's your appointments that are doing it. I don't care. But somebody's got to get to these leads very quickly. And there's no excuses, guys. I'm so busy. I remember when I first was scaling my own company, I was the one taking my own appointment setting. When I was running my own ads, When I was generating my own traffic, I was getting to those leads very quickly. I set up automations to where I got text messages, reminders, notifications every single time a lead opted in, and I would immediately open my phone and make it a priority to get to those leads very quickly, because the longer you let them sit, they're going to burn out. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, if you're waiting too long, the recruit has already lost interest. They already forgot about opting into your opportunity. And I'm telling you right now, guys, in marketing, speed is everything. 5 minutes can make the difference between a recruit and a ghost. So you don't want to be burning your cash because you are not prioritizing getting back to your leads or properly training an appointment setter to get back to your leads. All right, so I'm telling you, it's very important. Which leads me to the next point. When you start scaling, right, in the beginning, it's totally okay to take your own leads, guys. When you're generating your own inbound traffic, a lot of big agency owners or even other agents, they're just like, oh, I don't have time. That's a lie. You do have time. If you prioritize it, you will make the time to get to your leads and get your own cash collected. And I always say this, you should always prove your own system before you go and delegate to somebody. Okay, as a business owner, how the heck are you just gonna pan something off when you have no idea how it works? Okay, the goal should be one day that you are the operator, you are the high-level CEO, and you know how every part of your business operates. You know how the system works and converts. When your setter comes to you and says, John Doe, I've been struggling to get speed of lead, what do I do? You're not going to know what to tell him because you've never done it. You've never been in the trenches before in your business. Me personally, I've done every lever of my company, so I know that when my setter team has a problem, I can easily get back to them, coach them, and lead them on how to better execute. I know how my systems work, so I can train on my system. Okay, so if you're a big agency owner watching this and you're telling yourself you don't have time, you need to change your perspective. I'm telling you right now, it's a game changer. Over time, though, you want to incorporate buying your time back. You want to incorporate a setter. There's $5 an hour Egyptian setters out there that speak very fluent English, that will take your leads, that will call them, that will book them. But I'm telling you right now, it's very important that you understand this. And when you're trying to run ads, take calls, set appointments, and close the deals alone, it's going to be a lot. But I'm telling you, it will be worth it, though, over time. The next is that you're quitting too early. So the funniest thing I see is that when an agent turns on an ad, you're spending whatever, $33 a day, that's $1,000 a month. You're running ads for 2 weeks, you don't become a millionaire, and then you call ads a scam, and then you shut them off, and then you tell everybody that ads don't work, and they suck, and they don't, and Then you go back to your old methods. That's awful. That's not the right mindset. You're thinking about this completely wrong. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth right now. Ads compound over time. Your ads will bring you higher quality people over time. You need to stay in the fire and not freak out. And I'm telling you this from experience. When I first ran ads, I lost $30,000. And it was not because of the marketing agency that I hired. It was because I didn't know how to close a damn deal. And so when that's the case, sometimes we got to look ourselves in the mirror and say, okay, am I the problem? Where can I get better at? And that's where you have to improve yourself as a closer, as a recruiter, handling objections, being a better appointment setter, being a better leader, being a better manager of our time. Okay, there's always things that we can do to improve. And so imagine if I spent $30,000, I lost all my money practically. Okay, actually I ended up getting it back, but I lost $30,000 the first time. I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, dude, what did I do wrong? I immediately I turned into a better closer. I started paying for courses on how to become a better closer, and immediately had a big turnaround. Turned on ads again. This time I didn't spend as much money, but I slowly ramped up and I taught myself how to generate my own clientele using ads. So don't quit. Okay, trust the process. And I really recommend you hire a coach on this because you will save yourself so much time, so much hassle, so much failure. But when you learn to generate your own leads, it is a game changer because many agents don't know how to do this. And many agents are too afraid to do this, or they're too stuck in their old ways to learn how to do this. And you are going to separate yourself immensely from everybody that's not willing to do it. Now, on the polar opposite of this is what I've learned from our agents that have scaled with paid ads. This is what I have learned about these recruiters in particular, the kind of mindset they have, and how they are as clients overall. Number one, they install systems. They're system builders, okay? They know how to run a tight boat, a tight ship. When you have proper systems in place, okay, when you have an ad that is consistently generating you qualified recruits, and you have an appointment setting sequence that gets a lead to show up to your Zoom, and then you follow a sales process that predictably will close at a 30 to 40%, you have a system. Do not veer off of it. Do not start testing all kinds of other stuff, because once you prove a system, you can scale that system. You don't have to tweak anything. You don't have to change anything. It's already a machine generating you acquisition. What a lot of agency owners do is maybe they close 1 or 2 people and they start doing all this other stuff. Oh, maybe we should try this. Maybe we should run a new ad to see if we can get new volume. No. Leave it alone. Do not touch anything. Leave it where it's at. Scale predictably with that same system that you're using to generate your acquisition. Simple. The other thing, they move with speed, which we already talked about what that is, but more importantly, they think like business owners and builders, not 9-to-5 workers. What does that really mean? If you're running ads, it requires a different mindset, okay? And I'm not crapping on 9-to-5 workers at all. That's not what I'm trying to do here. What I'm trying to say is the mindset of the two are so different, okay? Newer agents that I work with that are still working 9-to-5s, I notice that they have a particular mindset where they're expecting something. Kind of like how it's like you expect a paycheck at the end of the month. That is not how ads work. You got to think like a business owner, and you got to expect the unexpected. You have to expect that things are going to break. You have to expect that you're going to get left on red. You have to expect that you're going to get people that are not showing up to your Zoom call, and you can't get discouraged, or you can't let that tweak you. Okay, some people I see, they get tweaked way too soon. Oh, you know, 4 people didn't show up. This isn't working. 4 people? Come on. Let's look at what's going on. Let's look at the real bottleneck and see what we can do to improve very quickly. You're going to feel pressure, but that pressure is supposed to build you. That's what I love about ads. It literally, I don't care who you say you are, I don't care how great of a leader you are, ads will expose you under pressure, period. You're either going to thrive or you're going to freaking drown. There's no in between, okay? But obviously when you have a coach, that helps a lot, okay? Top agents are responding to leads in minutes, not days, not hours, but we help you with notifications, by the way. You need to set up automations. Every time a lead sends you a keyword, they're opting in on your ad, you better be getting notified that that person reached out to you. Otherwise, you're going to wait too long and that person's going to burn up. Obsess over your data. This goes over the thing I said earlier. Track your numbers. You got to know your numbers. Like if I'm on a call with you and I ask you, hey, what's your average show rate right now? You should know exactly what that number is. You should know exactly what your show rate is. If you don't know what your show rate is, it's a big problem. Especially when you're spending, like say, scale up to $100 a day and you really want to grow big. If you don't know what your show rate is, that's a really, really big problem. Okay. Leverage team members over time. EAs, VAs. I'm telling you, you can hire amazing Filipino talent for just $5 an hour. That's all it takes. These people will buy back your time. They'll help you with licensing. They'll help you buy back your time, right? You're thinking like a business owner. You're buying back your time. You could scale up your ads. You got to spend money to make more money. At a certain time, when you start generating your own leads and you're closing all these recruits, you are not going to have a lot of time to get back to people, and you are going to have to start building a team. You have to start scaling the ops. When your ads start to scale and you start closing more people, your operations are naturally going to go down. It's like a teeter-totter. Okay, and then as a business owner, you have to now focus on operations. So as your operations start to scale, now your sales start to dip. It's kind of like a yo-yo effect. What you want to do is make sure that every time you scale up, that you're scaling up the other side. Now, what a lot of agents fail at is they say to themselves, let me scale up my operations first before I scale up on this side here. That's not how it works. You got to jump off the cliff, jump off the deep end, and let the parachute open on the way down. It's scary as hell, but that's how you scale. That's how you grow. Your business is not going to be ready to handle the volume that you're sending yourself, but as people are running through your funnel and running through your system and getting licensed and getting trained, that's going to put pressure on you as a leader to grow with the system and build systems quicker, so that always your ops can catch up to the amount of sales that you're getting. You're not going to be ready for it. I'm telling you right now. You are not going to be ready for the volume, but that is what pressure does to people, is it allows you to grow your business quicker, okay? Lastly, don't get afraid and don't shut off your ads just because they're not converting, okay? Now, hear me when I say this, okay? If the ads are genuinely not converting, meaning maybe you got a very low lead quality issue. This is why tracking is so important. If you have like a 20% lead quality, meaning 2 out of 10 leads are quality people, the rest are broke people, that's a problem. That means your ad creative, your messaging is off, you're hitting people in the market that are victims, and it's just not the right kind of people you want to work with. Your messaging, what you're saying in your ad is not talking to the right audience. If you want to talk to A players, high quality individuals to join your recruiting team, you got to tweak your messaging so that always it resonates with somebody of that caliber. And number 2, it's how you look in the ads too, like what you're wearing, what's behind you, right? Do you have a clean shave, or do you look like a trashy on your ad? Like these types of things, think about it, right? An A player wants to work with an A player. I will tell you right now, if you are a D player and you're trying to find a quality A player, that guy's just, or girl is just going to leave you because you yourself are not an A player. So you need to look the part, sound the part, act the part, be the part when you film your ads. Otherwise, you are not going to attract quality people. So, guys, this is a 25-minute video. I hope this was helpful. This is a lot of things that I've learned. Hopefully this saves you some money and time and effort. Again, if you guys just want to speed up your process for recruiting and you just want to scale quicker, my company is fantastic at helping you guys do that with the recruiting side of things. So if you would like to inquire with us, there is a link down below. You just click that link. You can book in your call with us, and our team members will reach out to you to see if you are qualified to work with us. We only work with 70 agents at a time because we like to give you our one-on-one attention to make sure that we can genuinely help you scale and grow your recruiting over the masses in the United States and Canada. So hope you enjoyed this video.